Well, just one day left until the second round of Democratic debates, and things are already heating up among the 2020 hopefuls.
That is disingenuous on the part of Joe.
Joe Biden needs to back up that warm, folksy rhetoric with action, with a vision that will actually help working people.
I'm happy to debate with anybody the effects of the things that I did as a United States Senator, as I did as a Vice President.
A lot of people attacking Joe Biden, so as candidates fight for survival in a very crowded field, what can we expect from the next round of debates? Here to discuss, former Obama-Biden campaign regional field director Robin Biro and the president of District Media Group, Beverly Hallberg. Thank you and good morning to both of you. Thanks for being with us.
Good morning.
Good morning. All right, so Robin, what can we expect during this second round of debates coming up tomorrow and the next day?
Carly, they've got to draw some distinctions between their peers who are all competing for the same thing. So you'll see a lot of talk this time. I believe Joe Biden's going to try and distinguish himself because he doesn't want to abolish private insurance, and a lot of the other candidates do. So that will be one thing. I'm expecting we're all anticipating eagerly what's going to happen when you've got Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders on the same stage together, because they're pulling from the exact same pool of voters. And we know for the second night that Cory Booker is planning on coming for Joe Biden. So that should be interesting.
Yeah, that's right. So, Beverly, I want to ask you about that. Joe Biden's going to appear on the same stage as Cory Booker and Kamala Harris. Race is definitely going to come up. But this time, Joe Biden says he's not going to be as polite.
Yeah, I think the gloves are going to come off in this debate. Of course, he did have that exchange with Kamala Harris in the first debate that didn't go well for him. The consensus was that he definitely lost in that debate to her. So he's coming out swinging in this one. One of the things that he's already done is preemptively, ahead of this debate, is put out his criminal justice reform package. So you can tell that, especially on the issue of race, he's trying to lead into this debate showing, look, I have a great record on this. This is what I'm doing now. But of course, when you look at his past, he had a tough on crime stance, so it's a bit of a change. He always is running against his record as well, but I think we're going to see a tougher Joe Biden on Wednesday night.
Yeah, and Joe Biden still the strong front runner in a majority of polls. I think all of them. Our latest Fox News poll has him up at 33%. So what do you think about that, Robin? He does have a lot of ammo to attack somebody like Kamala Harris. The whole thing, their whole fight during the first debate was about busing, and then it turns out that they really agree on the issue.
Exactly, and that was interesting. You know, Kamala Harris made a strategic mistake there by thinking that that issue would resonate for the long term, and it didn't. It fizzled out, and we saw her drop in the polls. So, you know, Joe Biden is clearly the front runner right now, the one to beat, and he is, as Beverly said, running against his own record, specifically with criminal justice reform. I'm just glad that he put out a comprehensive immigration plan because the other candidates that's where the other ones are lacking. So I'm glad that he got ahead of the curve on that.
Well, speaking about issues, about 14 Democratic presidential candidates say that Congress should begin impeachment inquiries, Beverly. Do you think impeachment's going to come up on the debate stage, or are they going to focus on the issues like immigration and the economy?
I don't think it's going to be the common thread throughout this debate. Part of the reason why is that the Mueller hearings did not go as well as Democrats had wanted. So I think that's part of the reason. But do note that this is being held in Detroit, Michigan. This is going to have a more economic focus, especially since this is a state that Donald Trump narrowly won in 2016. And he won because he talked about bringing jobs back to the manufacturing industry in the state. So I think you're going to hear a lot about trade. You're going to hear a lot about the tariffs, and you're going to hear a lot about tax cuts. So I think this is going to turn more to an economic discussion in these debates.
Interesting. Robin, we just have a couple seconds left, but the latest Gallup poll has immigration as the #1 issue that people think is important to America, the #1 problem facing this country today. Does that work in Democrats' favor or against them, considering a lot of those candidates have been calling for open borders?
Oh, it could be a problem. But that, like I said, Joe Biden has a plan. Elizabeth Warren has a plan. So the ones that have actually there's only 5 of the 20 who've put out plans. So it works in their favor. The others, not so much.
All right. Interesting. Robin and Beverly, we appreciate it.
Thank you.